The new Caldera from Brooks. Is it the Speedgoat killer? Now, the Caldera has been one of my favorite trail shoes from Brooks over the years, with the first version many years ago becoming one of my go-to trail grabs. However, each version has been dramatically updated, and now in its sixth form, we may have seen the biggest changes yet. Gone is the nimble cushion trail runner partner to the Cascadia. Behold the max cushion behemoth designed to compete with the likes of Hoka Speedgoat line. Now, don't let the big looks fool you. The Caldera 6 is a spicy and fun trail shoe with a thick layer of DNA Loft V3 midsole for plenty of comfort and resilience, has a highly durable mesh upper with plenty of protective welded overlays, and a trusty outsole with deep lugs for extra grip in all sorts of conditions. It's a beast of a shoe that feels surprisingly spry on my feet and is made for some super enjoyable trail running. But can the new Chonk Boy here compete with other max trail running offerings out on the market today, or is it just a bit too much redesign? Hopefully we'll answer those questions in today's review. Let's dive in.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everyone? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. We have a lot going on right now on the channel. We have new trail-tested episodes coming up. We have tons of reviews to catch up on. It is nearing the end of summer, which means it's the beginning of GRGR. Registration for GRGR is now open. Now in its 7th year, GRGR, also known as the Ginger Runner Global Run, is a community-based running challenge. It's 7 days, October 10th through 16th. Anyone, anywhere can join. For more information or to register for GRGR, head on over to rungrgr.com. There's links in the description as well where you can register. Just head on over there. Basically, we'll answer all of your questions about what the event is and how you can participate. It's going to be super fun this year. We hope to have you join us. On with the review. Today, we're going to be talking about the Brooks Caldera 6. This thing is actually more fun than I thought. It's pretty good. As always, before we dive into the review, I have to point out that these were provided for review by Brooks. I'm under no obligation to say anything positive or negative about these shoes. I'm not financially compensated in any way for anything that I say in this review. All opinions, they're my own. No one has to approve this video. You're the first to see it. With that said, pat yourself on the back. Let's dive in. I like to talk about the things I like and dislike. Today is no different. Let's talk about the things I like about the Caldera 6. Max cushion. So the Caldera does a great job of maximizing cushion underfoot with their DNA Loft V3 midsole, nitrogen-infused midsole. It's fun, it's responsive, it's bouncy and soft. I'll put quotes on soft because it's not as soft as other midsoles that I've tried in the past. But what I like is that the midsole is very thick, and especially from viewing from the outside, you're like, oh man, that's just so much midsole. But what ends up happening is your foot sort of sits in it, and that design feature is very reminiscent of a lot of the early Hokas or like the Bondi or the Mafate that have these huge stack heights. Your foot sits in the foam rather than on the foam. So that actually works quite well here. And you do get a maxed cushioned experience that doesn't end up feeling like you have too much underfoot. So it's a nice application here. Durability. So a carryover from the Cascadia, the Brooks Caldera 6 is super durable. I have just under 100 miles in the shoe, but it's a lot of miles. It's very dirty. It's collected a lot of dirt, but the upper's holding up well. There's no seam splitting. Welded overlays are stuck on there. They're not coming off. The midsole has plenty of life left. The outsole also plenty of life left. So overall, it's just holding up really, really well. Very impressed with the durability we've come to know and expect from Brooks. Dry grip. These lugs are deep, they're big, and there's not so many of them that it just becomes sort of like a flat surface. They work. Right now, I've really only been able to test this outsole in drier conditions. All summer, I've been running in the shoe, and it's been doing really, really well. It works on technical terrain, dusty terrain. I'm gonna have to test this more on wet surfaces because I just haven't necessarily liked Brooks outsole in the past on wet surfaces, which is a surprise. They're a Seattle-based company. They are literally down the street. So you'd think that they'd be just dialing in that wet surface traction, grip, and stickiness. So I'm gonna have to test more of this in the winter, but right now it's holding up really well. The Trail Tack rubber works, and I'm enjoying it. Good grip, nice lugs. Thank you. That being said, it's not all spoopy season holiday decor and pumpkin spice glazed apple fritters. There are a couple of things that I dislike about the Brooks Caldera 6. Let's get to those now. Narrow. Brooks has never really been known for their wide platforms, specifically in the trail running line. I think that the Cascadia and the Caldera have always suffered from a bit too much narrowness. Unfortunately, the Caldera 6 carries that over from the previous versions as well. So I don't think that the shoe is super accommodating. Those of you with wide feet, I'm imagining you can get the wide version and maybe enjoy a bit more comfort. But what I imagine is happening is the platform's not getting wider in that case. It's just the upper materials are providing a more voluminous experience. So I wish that the platform was wider. I wish that we had a bit more width through that midfoot, specifically around the toe box. I noticed a bit of pinky rub on longer runs. It wasn't a big blister issue or a hot spot issue. It just was, annoying. So those of you who have been hoping and wishing that the Caldera would widen a little bit and provide you a more accommodating fit, unfortunately, that's not occurring in the Caldera 6. Details. So I think with a lot of the improvements that Brooks has made in the Caldera line, I mean, this is a huge drastic change from previous versions, and I like the direction that it's going in. I think they're missing some of the important details that makes a really good trail runner great. Specifically, breathability. So the upper materials are very durable, but they're thicker, they're hotter. You can tell how much dirt this shoe has absorbed because of the amount of sweat that this shoe just wants, in addition to not having a lot of drainage. So it's not actually getting rid of a lot of that moisture, soaking up that dirt, soaking up all those rocks and stuff. Flexibility, you really have one flex point, and that's just because of all my wear. The rest of the midsole just doesn't really want to flex. So there's all these little details that sort of make this a challenge to compete against some of the other shoes that are in their multi-version lineage. Losing some of the details is something that I would imagine would happen when you do such a drastic change on shoe design. Again, it's fun. It's just like, it could be great. But that's pretty much it for dislikes. So let's get a bit more specific in our breakdown, where we talk about 5 different qualities: build, comfort, fit, price, and looks. Starting with build quality. That is this shoe's probably like major plus, is that this thing will last you a long time. The materials are great. They're not breaking down. They're not giving me premature wear or anything like that. It just is holding up really with everything that I'm throwing at it. So that's great. Comfort. This is a comfortable trail runner. I think this nitrogen-infused midsole, this DNA Loft V3, is good. I think it's not great, not perfect. It could be a little bit softer. But if you're looking for kind of a snappy, responsive trail ride and having plenty of that underfoot, this is a great option. Fit. Tight through the midfoot, tight through the toe box. So fit, you're going to get a good lockdown, but unfortunately, you're not going to get a lot of foot accommodation. So those of you who have wider feet or like a little bit of toe splay, it's just not going to happen in the Caldera 6 because it is that narrow platform that Brooks has sort of become known for, specifically in the trail line. Price, shoes about $149, $150. It's kind of a high price point. You are getting a shoe that will last you a long time. It's just kind of leaning into that higher price point. I'm glad that it's not closer to $200 because then I'd be like, that's not great. But the $150, you might be able to find it on sale soon as well. That's fine. And finally, looks. I don't think this is the best looking version. The gray and the blue is, pretty simplistic. They have all this welded graphics here on the inside and the lateral side of the shoe. It kind of gets busy. But, I'm being super, super nitpicky, and I think they could easily transition this to a different color version. That version 1 colorway, that sort of red and the blue, man, I miss that. Bring that back, Brooks. Ultimately bringing us to our conclusion. This shoe is awesome. So I think that this shoe absolutely competes with other shoes like the Speedgoat, like the Mafate from Hoka. So if you're looking for that max cushion trail experience, the Caldera 6 comes damn close. The shoe is seemingly lacking some finesse, some detail around the edges. So that flexibility, the materials being a bit more breathable, maybe too many welded overlays. But, they do a lot of things right here, and there's just some things that I can imagine they're going to improve upon. So if this is the future of the Caldera line, I'm actually really excited because, I loved the Caldera 1. The Caldera 2 was great. This is a direction that does tick a lot of boxes for me. So I'm excited to see where Brooks takes the Caldera in the future. I hope it's not too drastically a change from this and just, kind of improving upon the things that they're experimenting with here. Bringing us to our final criteria. Is the Brooks Caldera 6 a buy, try, or a why? I'm going to say this is a try for those of you who have never tried a Caldera before. And if you are a Caldera fan, you've been running in the ones in the past, it's a buy. So this is that buy, try sort of right there in the middle. I'm excited to hear what your thoughts on the Caldera 6 are. It's been out for a number of months now, so I feel like many of you have already bought a pair or perhaps are training in one now. But that's it. So in the comments of this video, let me know. Have you run on the Caldera 6? Is it a shoe that you're interested in at all? Are you looking for a Speedgoat competitor? Are you looking for something to replace the Speedgoat Evo? Discontinued. Don't know why they did it. And is this on your list? Let me know in the comments. If you want more information or if you want to get a pair of the Caldera 6 yourself, there are links in the description that will take you over to Running Warehouse. They're affiliate links that cost you nothing, but they do help the channel out. So please consider using those if you would like to get any of your running gear. And of course, if you are a GR Crew member, there are discount codes and stuff like that too for all of your running gear. Head on over to patreon.com/thegingerrunner and join the GR Crew. We have tons of tiers, tons of perks, tons of secret live shows, Discord server, all that stuff. We would love for you to join the GR crew. It's full of runners from around the world just like yourself. And of course, register for GRGR. Join us. It's a super fun running challenge, October 10th through the 16th, 7 days of surprise running fun. We'd love to have you join us. That's it, everyone. We hope you're getting out there, training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week for more fun. Bye-bye.